Hey you, Coach Lou here, and today I'm going to take you through the MyFitnessPal application tutorial. So let's get started. Click on the MyFitnessPal application and then say sign up. Now they give you the option of whether you'd like to sign up via email or your Facebook profile. So choose the one that you would like to use. Now MyFitnessPal app is going to ask you a couple of questions because they would like to allocate you a certain number of calories or kilojoules for you to intake per day so that you can reach your goal weight. MyFitnessPal app is also going to ask you to track your exercise. When you do this, it's going to change your total number of calories or kilojoule intake per day. Now keep in mind, if you are a client of mine, not to use MyFitnessPal app to track your exercise. You're only going to use MyFitnessPal application to track your nutrition and your progress results. Reason being is my calculation is going to already input your exercise expenditure into the calculation. Therefore, if you track your exercise onto this application, it's going to give you the wrong amount of kilojoules and calories that you should be intaking per day, and then you're going to start gaining weight because you're going to be eating too much. If you're not a client of mine, feel free to use my MyFitnessPal app as intended. If you are a client of mine, don't worry about the number MyFitnessPal is going to give you, as I'm going to show you in this tutorial how we can go ahead and change this number and also change the number for your macros. So with that said, let's move on. Now MyFitnessPal app is going to ask you, what is your goal? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Or do you want to maintain weight? So pick the one that best suits your needs. Now MyFitnessPal app wants to know how active you are on a daily basis. Are you someone that's not very active, quite sedentary? Are you someone who's lightly active, sedentary most of the day, but you do still move around? Are you someone that's active, so you move around most of the day? Or are you someone that's very active, you're basically moving around carrying heavy things all day? So pick the one that best suits you. Now they ask you, what is your gender, when were you born, and in which country do you live? So pick your correct numbers here for your birth date, pick your gender, and tell them where do you live. Okay, so now we click the top right hand corner, and now we're going to say exactly how tall we are. Now, here's the cool thing about MyFitnessPal application. They actually offer whether you'd like to enter your height measurement by feet and inches or centimeters. For me personally, I prefer centimeters, so I'm going to go with this one. Now, they want to know how much do you weigh. So when you got on the scale this morning, how much did you weigh? So as you can see in the middle, they actually ask you which metric you'd like to use. Would you prefer to use pounds, kilograms, or stones? So pick the one that best suits you. I prefer kilograms, so I'm going to go with that. Now they ask, what is your goal weight? So enter the weight that you'd like to be at. Now we click to the next page, and now they ask you, how much weight do you want to lose per week? So the recommended here is 0.5 kilograms, or if you had to change it to pounds, it would be probably around 1 pound per week. Or would you like to go a bit faster than that? If you are someone that struggles with binge eating or yo-yo dieting, please choose the 0.5 kilograms per week or a 1 pound. If you are someone that needs to lose weight quickly because you're someone that loses motivation very fast, and you need to see results quickly so that you can actually stay motivated, then you can choose the 0.8 or the 1 kilogram or 2 pounds. So let's click. Okay, so now we get to this page where they ask you to enter your details. So just type in your email address, your password, and pick a username that you'd like to use, and then say sign up. Okay, so now you can see that MyFitnessPal app has allocated a certain amount of kilojoules for you to intake per day. Okay, so as I said, if you're a client of mine, don't worry about that number. We're going to change it within this tutorial. So now they ask you, would you like them to send you reminders? So you can leave that ticked or you can untick it. Okay, would you like your phone to track your steps? So are you someone that's interested in doing the 10,000 steps a day challenge, or do you just want to check how many steps you actually do per day, or are you not interested in that? So you can either leave it ticked or unticked, whichever one you prefer. Then it's going to ask you, would you like them to send you the latest news and innovations? So you can either tick it or untick it, up to you, and then say continue. Okay, so now it says MyFitnessPal app would like to access your motion and fitness activity. So this is what pops up if you said that you'd like them to track your steps. Okay, so now it will say skip there. When you say skip, now it offers you the premium version for 1 month. You'll get the premium version for free. So if you want to actually go to the premium version where you have to pay per month, then you can, or you can use this as the free version as well. You pretty much get everything that you need to actually be able to track your nutrition and your progress results. So you don't have to worry if you can't afford to actually buy the premium version. Don't worry about it, you can still use the app. I'm just going to show this tutorial using the free version so that you can see how to use it if you can't afford to pay for the premium version. So you're going to click the close tab, and now you can see at the top there's the dashboard that shows how many kilojoules you're allocated per day, and then it says food over there. Now if you input food for the day, it's actually gonna deduct the calories or kilojoules from the food amount from your total goal amount, and then on the remaining part it's going to show how many calories or kilojoules you have left. So you can change on the free version, you can change this to calories or kilojoules, whichever one you prefer. I prefer calories, so I'm going to show you how to change that just now. If you do get the premium version, you can see where all the locks are on the right. Those are all the options that you can use, whichever one you want to show at the top of your screen. So for example, if you wanted to focus more on your macronutrients instead of your kilojoules or calories, then it will show you how many carbs, protein, fats, and calories or kilojoules you have remaining. Okay, so we're going to stick with the kilojoules remaining there. Now if you go down, it's just gonna have different blogs and stuff like that. So you know, if you want to learn about recipes and things like that, you can just go into one of those. Now I want you to click on the bottom right hand corner where it says more. Okay, so now you can see it's got all these options. Okay, so at the top it's explore premium. So if you want to explore what premium has to offer, you can go in there. So we're just gonna click on my profile. Okay, then we're going to say edit profile. Now you can see it gives you the different options. You can change your username, you can change your profile photo, your height, gender, date of birth, location, time zone, email address, and now I want you to click on units. When you click on units, you can see you can change your metrics up top. You can change the measurements to feet or inches or centimeters. If you're someone that isn't a client of mine and you're tracking your exercise, you can change to miles or kilometers. So here in energy, I prefer using calorie measurements, so I'm going to say calories. If you want to use kilojoules, you're more than welcome to, it's up to you. For water, you can track your water intake. I prefer milliliters, pick the option that best suits you, and then click the top right hand corner where it has the tick. Now I want you to go right to the bottom where it says goals. We're going to click on that. Now you can see that's the information you entered earlier. So go down to nutrition goals where it says calorie, carbs, protein and fat goals and click on there. Here is where, you remember in the beginning where I said you can change your kilojoule intake that they give you in the beginning. Then you can add in the one I've given you, and you can change your macros from here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the calories, and you're going to write in the number that I've given you. Okay, so I'm going to choose the amount of calories I want to intake per day. Click on the tick, and there we go. Now it's changed. Okay, so now we're going to click on to the macros. Now if you add the premium version, you can actually write this in grams per day, how many grams of carbs, fats or protein you want to intake per day. Okay, because you only have the free version, it's going to show percentages. Okay, so don't worry about that. I am going to show you the percentages that I prefer using. Unless I've given you a different percentage for some reason, then input the percentages I've given you. Most of the time I do go by 45% carbs, 30% protein, and 25% fat. We're going to click on tick. Okay, now you can see they changed. Now just something to be aware of, sometimes MyFitnessPal app gets stuck here and doesn't actually want to change your calories or your macronutrients, okay? So always once you input it, just double check and see that they have changed it. If they haven't changed it, then you're more than welcome to email me and I'll take you through it step by step, or just go, what you do is you go out of the app, delete the app from your phone, go and re-download the app onto your phone, and then sign up again. Go into your profile, then edit profile, and then go down to units. Make sure that all the units are the same way that you wanted before. Then go down to your goals underneath units, and then go to your nutrition goals, and then you'll get back to here, okay? And then just re-enter the numbers that you need to enter, okay? So yeah, so let's move on. So let's go back, and now we see additional nutrient goals right at the bottom. Let's click on there, and as you can see, it brings up this page. Now I don't want you to worry too much about these numbers, okay, unless you're a client of mine or someone else that has a health goal in mind. So you actually perhaps need to track your saturated fat because maybe you've got heart trouble or something like that, or maybe you're someone that needs to start taking in fiber to help move things along in your gut, stuff like that. Then start watching these numbers, especially your sodium intake. Some people have high blood pressure, etc. Okay. However, if you're someone that's just focusing on a goal weight at the moment, then don't worry too much about these numbers, because if you do worry about too much of these numbers, a lot of times it can actually be tedious, and then it actually makes you quit your healthy lifestyle, okay? The main numbers that I want you to worry about are your fats, your carbohydrates, and your protein, and your calorie or kilojoule intake. You can also keep an eye on fiber, but don't worry about hitting the exact target there. Okay, so let's go back. Now we're going to go out of here, go back again, and there, now underneath profile, you can see it just takes you back to the same page. If you aren't a client of mine, that's where you can track your fitness goals. So let's go back there. Okay, so now we're going to go into nutrition, and now you can see it brings up this page, and this page. Okay, so that's the top. Right at the top, you'll see it's got macros, nutrients, and calories. Okay, so this is showing you for each day, okay, how many, for example, on this page where it says macros, if you intake meals, okay, you're going to start seeing a pie graph where that gray circle is, okay, and then it's going to show you how many carbohydrates, fat, and protein you're taking in during the day. And then at the end of the day, it's going to show you, if you've hit your 45% for carbohydrates, your 25% fat, or your 30% for protein, if that's the numbers you've got for your percentages, okay? So it will show you whatever percentages you got there, if you've hit them, or if you've gone over them, or if you're under, okay? So it's preferable that you go into this page at the end of the day so that you can see what your results are, okay? So now if you go into nutrients next to macros right at the top, here it's going to show you how many grams of protein, for example, you need to take in. So here it's saying I need to take 101 grams of protein to hit my macronutrient for protein intake per day. Okay, if I input a food, then it's under total, you're going to see a number there. Okay, so let's just, for example, let's say I had a snack now that contained 20 grams of protein. Then you'll see that it says 20 grams of protein, and then it will show how many grams of protein I still need to take in to hit my 101 grams. Okay, so yeah, then let's go to the next one right at the top where it says calories. Here it's going to show you another pie graph if you enter the food, and what that's going to do is show you how many calories are going towards breakfast, towards dinner, lunch, and snacks. Okay, and then if you are someone that enters exercise, if you're not a client of mine, then you'll see net calories will change from your total calories. Okay, now that you said, you can also go like and press the arrows at the top, and it will take you to tomorrow and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go back out of here. Underneath nutrition, that's where you can enter your meals, recipes, and foods. Okay, underneath that, it's got reminders, apps and devices. You can you can collaborate your apps and devices like your Fitbits and stuff like that. Steps, okay, this is where you can say if you want to use your phone to track your steps and stuff like that, or use another device. Blog, obviously, that's where you can go to MyFitnessPal's blog. Okay, community, you can interact with the community on MyFitnessPal. Friends, you can actually make friends, and then you guys can watch your progress together and keep each other accountable and offer support. Okay, messages, of course, you can message each other or get messages from MyFitnessPal. You can put other apps, sync them with MyFitnessPal. Now you're going to go into settings. If you go into diary settings now, it gives you all these different options. The one that I want you to go into is customize meal names. Okay, so here you can actually choose. If you're someone that eats 3 times per day, then you can choose your 3 meals. Okay, if you're someone that wants to eat 5 meals like me, then you can change it to 5 meals. So for example, I'm going to put 5 meals, so I'm going to change meal 2, make that snack 1. I'm going to go to meal 3, make that lunch. Go to meal 4, make that snack 2. And meal 5, make that dinner. Okay, click on the top right hand corner, and there we go. Okay, so let's go out of there. Now you can see weekly nutrition settings. So here, which day of the week did you start tracking your results? Okay, so now you can go out of there and then go back. Okay, and now we're gonna go down to the bottom and we press on progress. Okay, so now this page comes up. If, for example, I was using MyFitnessPal before today, then you'd see the graph. It would be tracking my weight, and you'd see the graph do like zigzags, whether I've gained weight or lost weight. Okay. If you go into the top left-hand corner under export where it says weights, you click on there. Now you see it gives you different options of whether you want to see the graph for steps, your neck measurements, your waist measurements, or your hip measurements. If you actually go onto MyFitnessPal app's website, the cool thing is you can actually add extra measurements. So if you're someone that's tracking body fat percentage, for example, you can actually add it onto the website, and then over here in the app it will actually show body fat percentage under hips. If you want to add, for example, your calves or your thighs, you can add everything into the website, and then it will actually add it onto your app's version. Okay, so let's go back to weight. Okay, and then if you click next to weight on where it says 1 month, now you see it gives you different option of whether you want to track your progress per week, per month, per 2 months, per 3 months. So pick the one that you enjoy using most. For me, I like to track every 4 weeks. Okay, so now if you go right to the bottom, you see where the camera is, click on there. Now MyFitnessPal would like to access my camera, so I'll say okay. Well, for now I don't have to because I'm not going to track the photo, but okay, so if you want to take progress photos, of course you can say yes when they ask you that. Okay, so here what they do is you can input. So let's say it was 4 weeks from now and I want to input my new weight of what I weighed in the morning. Then I'd put that over there. I'd put the date that I measured myself, and then I'd add a new photo. Okay, so we can go out of here. So that's basically everything that you need to know for the progress page. Okay, so now let's go to diary right at the bottom next to the big plus sign. Okay, so here what we can do is actually track our food. So for example, let's say we want to now start adding foods to our day. Okay, so let's say we want to add breakfast. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can actually use to input your foods. Okay, so let's say I've got a box of Jungle Oats Easy here with me, and I wanna now put that into the MyFitnessPal application. So I'm going to use the barcode for this one so that you guys can see how to use the barcode. Okay, so now we're going to go to the barcode on the top right hand corner, and we're going to click on there. Okay, now we go to the barcode, and there we go. It scanned the barcode, and now you can see it's given us how many calories are inside the Jungle Oats Easy per packet, which is 50 grams of Jungle Oats. Okay, so now you can see it's got a serving size and number of servings. Okay, so if you get to click on serving size, it gives you the option of going to 1 gram, so that you can actually work out if you had to have, for example, 60 grams. Okay, so let me just show you. For example, let's say you wanted 60 grams, and now the option here, you see you can't choose 60 grams. So what you would do is you'd actually pick 1 gram, okay, and then you'd go to number of servings, and you'd say 60. Okay, so you'd go to decimal and then say 60. Okay, now you can see it's actually giving you 226 calories per 60 grams of oats easy. Okay, so let's say you wanted the 60 grams. Okay, so we would say click the top right hand corner by the tick. Okay, don't worry about these messages at the moment. Okay, so now you can see it's actually input your calories at the top. Okay, so you see it's taken away 226 calories from your total goal, and now I have 1114 calories remaining. Okay, so let's say now you wanted to add some coffee, so you're going to put milk into your coffee, so you'd go to add food. Okay, and now the other way you can search for the food is you're going to go to search for a food. So let's say I want some milk, low fat. Okay, then I'd say search. So yeah, it gives you the different options of which milk do you want. Okay, so you can even search brand. Okay, so for example, if I wanted long life, I could go and add long life and say search. Now you see it gives the different ones. Okay, so let's say I wanted the Woolworths one, so I'm gonna go into the Woolworths one, and then I'm gonna see, okay, here serving size is 100 mils or 1 cup, 1 tablespoon. Let's say I want 60 mils, so I'm gonna click on the 1 mil. I'm gonna get a number of servings, and I'm gonna type in 60. Okay, say tick, and then say tick again. Now you can see it's added it to my breakfast. Okay, so now my breakfast is 256 calories. Something to keep in mind, if you're a client of mine, you don't have to worry, because I am going to give you nutrition guidelines to follow. It's going to show you exactly how to work out your calories from your kilojoules. So for example, if you look at the nutrition label, okay, and if I had to look at the nutrition label on the Oats Easy, okay, per 100 grams, okay, for your energy value, which is in kilojoules, it's 1631. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to work out the calories from that number, okay, for 100 grams. And then I want you to see if that's the same number, and also your macros. You're going to look on the box, and where it will say, like, for example, per serving, okay, of 50 grams of fat would say 4.4, okay, grams. Okay, so I want you to look and see, is that the same number that the app is showing you? Because sometimes people enter the incorrect details, and then you think you're eating the right amount of calories, meanwhile you're actually eating more or less calories than you think. So when I give you the calculations, what you're going to do is the very first time that you enter it into your phone, you're going to always check and make sure it's the same thing on the package as it is on the app. Okay, once you have the correct one, then you don't have to look anymore. Okay, so the very first time you're entering your info into the phone, it is going to be long and tedious, but I promise you, once it's done, it's going to be so easy and so quick, and then you're going to really enjoy using it. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that they can give you the wrong information sometimes. Okay, so anyway, moving on from there. So let's say we wanted to take our breakfast and put it into tomorrow, because we want to have the same breakfast tomorrow, or even the following day. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top left hand corner where it says edit, and click on edit, and then we're going to click on the circle next to breakfast. Okay, now it's chosen the entire breakfast. Okay, we go right down to the bottom where it says copy in the middle, and now it gives you the option of which date would you like to put that meal into. So let's say we want it to be breakfast again, okay, but we want to add it into tomorrow. So there we go, it's got tomorrow, and then we're going to click. And now if we go into tomorrow, so if you go right to the top where it says today, click on the arrow, and now you can see tomorrow you already got your total remaining calories, okay, and you can see that the breakfast has been entered into there as well. You can also add the entire day's foods, or you can add just one food. So for example, let's say we go back to today, and now let's say I just want to actually take the oats, I don't want to take the milk as well. So what you'll do is you'll say edit, and now you'll click just on the oats, okay, so the tick is only on the oats. Now you'll go copy, and let's say we want to put that in to our breakfast on Monday the 21st, okay, so now we'll go click, and now if you go to Monday the 21st on the top, now you can see you've got the oats easy in your breakfast. Okay, so that's how easy it is to actually just add food into the different days. Okay, so now if you go back to today, okay, and let's say you want to go and add a snack now, okay, you can see that it's already got oats easy and long life stored into the app. So if you wanted to put any of those foods again, you just have to click them, okay, and let's say you want to change the molds, you can just go into not into the serving size, sorry, the number of servings, and then choose the molds that you want for them. Okay, another thing to remember when you're tracking your food, okay, is that you can also type the barcode in. So if you actually had to click on the barcode again, then underneath where it shows your camera, underneath it actually has an option where you can type the barcode in if your camera is not accessing the picture. Okay, so let's go out of here. Okay, if you go right down to the bottom, you can see you can add water. Okay, if you go out of there, now if you go into nutrition, it brings up your calories, nutrients, and macros. Okay, so you can see, so 100% of my calories right now are going towards breakfast. Okay, so now if we close the tab over there, if you want to now, let's say, create a recipe, okay, let's say you want to make a breakfast, okay, a high fiber all brand breakfast, okay, for your family of 4, but you want to work out how much of that recipe is going to go into per serving, okay, and you want to store that recipe onto your phone. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go and add food. Okay, now we're going to say add breakfast. Okay, now we're going to go right to the top right hand corner under the barcode where it says recipes. We're going to click on recipe, and we're going to say create a recipe. Okay, now here it gives you the option, would you like to add a recipe from the web or into your own ingredients. So we're going to say enter ingredients. Now it's going to ask you what is the recipe called. So I'm going to say high fiber brand cereal. Okay, now you're going to see how many servings was this recipe supposed to make. So I'm going to say 4. Okay, now we're going to add ingredients, and now we're going to search for the food. Okay, so we're going to say all brand high fiber cereal. Okay, so we click. Now you can see it's got Kellogg's high fiber cereal 40. Okay, so you can see actually, yeah, what I was saying earlier, it's got the 2 different versions. One says that 40 grams has 113 calories, and one says it's got 115 calories. So that's what I mean, that you need to, the very first time you enter it, always look at the nutrition label, use the calculations I've given you, and make sure that it's the right amounts. Okay, so let's just for now say that this is the correct one. So here you can see the serving size is 40 grams. So we're gonna say 4 servings, so we want it for 4 people. Okay, and now we're gonna now you can see it's giving us the 4 servings of all bran high fiber. So let's say now we want to add some protein shake there. So let's say we want to look for USN Blue Labs Whey. Say search. Now, okay, so there we go, 32 grams of Blue Labs Whey. So we're going to click on the first one. And so we're going to say number of servings again. We're going to put 4. Okay, so now it's got that. Okay, so let's say we want to add some almond milk. Okay, so let's go almond milk. We're going to say search. Now it gives you the different options for the almond milk. So let's say we wanted unsweetened almond milk. Okay, so we're going to go for the 4th option. Now it's got Oz. I prefer to use molds over here, so I'm going to say mold. Okay, let's say we wanted to use 100 moles per serving, so it would be 400 moles, right? So we say 400 moles. I would click there. Now you can see it's added that. So let's say we're happy with that. That's what we want for the entire recipe. And so we're going to click on the arrow on the top right hand corner. Now you can see they've divided it and they've actually given you the amount per serving so that you can use it for yourself. Okay, so per serving, there it's got how many carbohydrates, fats and protein per serving and how many calories per serving for that recipe. So we're going to say save. Now you can see you've got your saved recipe over there. Okay, so now if you click into the recipe, you can see it's got the per servings and everything. Okay, if you wanted to go and change the serving, you just take that number out and put 2. Now you can see it actually gives you how much for 2 servings of that recipe. Okay, so let's go back to 1 serving, click on that, and let's go out. Okay, so now if we go into breakfast, we say add food. We go to recipes and there's your recipe. You click on there, say tick. Now your recipe per serving is in your breakfast. Okay, so now let's say there's a food that you're looking for but it isn't actually on the app. Okay, so when you go to add food and you say search for food and you search for that food and it's not there. Okay, so you want to actually create the food. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend now that this Oats Easy packet isn't in the app yet. Okay, so what I do is I'd go and I'd say create food. Okay, so then I'd go brand name and I'd say Jungle Oats. Then I'd say description, so it's Oats Easy. Then it will ask for serving size, so I'd say 50 grams. How many servings per container? 10. And click the arrow. Okay, now it asks for how many calories per serving. Say 195. Okay, now we'll go total carbohydrates. So you can enter everything or you can enter the main macros. Okay, so the carbohydrates is 34 per portion. Yeah, you must remember it's also entering per portion. Okay, so I'm just going to show you for now if you're entering just macros. Okay, but you should try to enter the entire thing just so you have the knowledge. Okay, so now we're going to enter the fats. 4.4. Okay, so for example, let's say you've entered everything already, so I don't want to take too much of your time, so you just click on the top right hand corner. Okay, so no thanks for now. So like I said, usually do add it all in. However, for now I'm just showing you how to use it. So now you can see now my Oats Easy 50 grams is actually over here. Okay, so if I wanted to change the servings again, I would just add 2 or 1 or whatever. Okay, so now let's go out of there. Now let's go down to the big plus sign at the bottom. now you can see it gives you the option. Yeah, if you go press on the green status, it's just going to allow you the option to write a status so that perhaps your friends on MyFitnessPal app can see, and then you can add a progress photo as well if you like. Okay, so we close the tab, click on the plus sign again. There you can see you add your water, so it brings you back to that page. If you click the plus sign again, there now you have another place where you can add your food. Okay, if you click the plus sign again, here's where you add your exercise if you're not someone that's a client of mine. And then on the weights, that's where you can add your progress again. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered everything in this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section of this post, or send me an email. If you're a client of mine, you're more than welcome to send me an email, or if you have my phone number, you can contact me. So yeah, I hope this really helps you, and I send you much love and light, and I'll catch you soon. Much love, Coach Fu Adia. Mwah.